Thanks for joining me at Movie Review Mom. Today I'm reviewing Instant Family. I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't know what to expect, but by the end, it gave me the feels and the teary eyes, and I actually really enjoyed it. And I gave it an A-, and I'll tell you why. First of all, Instant Family is rated PG-13. It's 117 minutes, and it's about a family, instantly. Let me give you some tips for parents, and then I'll tell you more about the movie. There is some profanity, including one F-bomb. There are some bad examples of parenting, both of natural parents, or biological parents, and foster parents. For example, some foster parents leave some young kids in a car for hours alone, which is obviously very dangerous. There's some alcohol. There's a mom that turns to alcohol when she's upset. There's some crude language and some inappropriate, disgusting pictures, or talk about inappropriate pictures on a cell phone. Just stuff that if you took it out of the movie, nobody would miss it. They're trying to make it modern, and sometimes I just want to smack some of these Hollywood directors or writers. Like, you just don't need to put that kind of stuff in movies. It messes it up. There are some homosexual couples, some lesbian couples, there are some biracial couples. There's a talk of parent in jail. There's talk of drug use. And it is a comedy, but it is a little bit dark at times, and kind of deep and serious. There's some cleavage on several girls. There's some violence with blood. There's talk of pornography. There's verbal fighting and name calling. Okay, so that makes it sound pretty bad, and yet I really liked it. I think parents will probably appreciate it more than kids, maybe, but preteens or teens might actually be inspired. It's about kids, 3 kids in particular, whose mom goes to jail. And so a couple they don't adopt them, they are foster parents. And they have a lot to learn. They want to have they wanted to have 1 kid, and they ended up with this instant family with all 3 kids, and they all have a lot of lessons to learn. There's some good character development. I always appreciate a good arc where all of the main characters learn and grow to some extent, and I appreciate that. The movie is actually based on a true story by writer-director Sean Anders. And I love that. I love true stories because it seems like you can learn so much, and it's more meaningful than just fiction. Maybe that's coming from a nonfiction author. Don't mean to say I don't like fiction. I definitely do. But there's extra meat, I think, when it's a real true story. And at the end of the movie, you actually get to see video footage and pictures of the real people that these actors and actresses play as characters in the movie, which is really touching. As I mentioned, it's about foster parenting and adoption. If you want to know more, you could go to adoptuskids.org, and you're going to want to adopt kids or be a foster parent at the end of this movie, probably. It's very, very sweet. And as a mom of 4 sons, I often thought about being a foster mom, and I always thought, oh, I don't know, I'm just not that good of a mom. And I don't want to mess up anybody else's kids. I mean, honestly, that's how I felt. And now looking back, I think, wow, I missed an opportunity. You don't have to be perfect to be a foster parent. You just have to have a heart full of love. And I definitely had that all the years raising my kids, and now, of course, still. And so I feel badly that I missed out on that opportunity. While all of my kids were young at home, I think that would have been a great learning experience for them as well. Some of the themes in the movie are that things that matter are hard. That's actually a line that's spoken by this one foster mom. Adoption, foster families, we all want to be wanted is a very strong theme. And I really liked a line that one of the dads says. He said, people who take foster kids are really special. And they are, absolutely. It's about family preservation. There's a metaphor that I also really love, and that's that Mark Wahlberg, who's the foster dad, is a home builder and literally constructs houses. And that's certainly a metaphor because they're trying to construct their family while they're building a house. And that's certainly not lost on the audience. I think it's a pretty strong comparison. And that often our families are messy, just like our homes. And yet we can still find love in those homes and in those messy families, I think. Award-winning Octavia Spencer plays a surprisingly small role in this movie, but of course she was awesome. Rose Byrne is also the foster mom. She's the wife of Mark Wahlberg's character. And the first time I saw her, I really liked her in a movie. She's so pretty and feminine. And then it just seemed like for a series of movies, she was in really trashy, raunchy movies. And I was just like, wow, that's not what I expected from her. So in this movie, she's more of what I thought she would be. I don't know, maybe just because of the way she looks. She's a mom. She's not a perfect mom by any stretch of the imagination. But it just seems a role that suits her more, I think, or that I would like to suit her more. Another person in the movie that I hadn't seen in a long time is Tig Notaro, and I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. She was a comedian many years ago. I mean, she probably still is, but I just hadn't seen her on TV or stand-up comedy specials or anything like that. She plays a small role, but it's also an important role, and it's great to see her there. And it makes me wonder sometimes the roles that people pick, were these actors and actresses inspired because of personal events in their own family, or is this foster adoption arena something that they have personally gotten into with their own volunteer work? I don't know. I'd like to know a little bit more about that. The kids in the movie are pretty doggone cute. They're played by Isabella Moner, Gustavo Quiros, and Juliana Gamis. There's a lot of Spanish spoken, sometimes with subtitles, sometimes without. But it doesn't matter if you don't speak Spanish. I always get a kick out of it because I do speak Spanish, and so I can understand, but I recognize that if you miss something that's subtitled, it's not super, super important to the theme or the story. At times, this movie feels a little bit like an infomercial for you to be a foster parent or to adopt kids, and it's a little preachy and sometimes heavy-handed, but it's still for a very good cause, and the intentions are definitely pure. Many of us surely could step up and help out. Let's see, I'm looking at some more. There are some cute lines. I love Mark Wahlberg. He's just amazing. He can play really well in comedy, just as well as in drama. He can play the bad boy. He can play,
to do stretches.
That's my Alexa that just went off. She's gonna do it again.
I'm reminding you to do stretches.
All right, I guess I better go do stretches since Alexa's reminding me to go do that. I sit at my desk all day long, so she reminds me to get up and get moving again. All right, so I better go do that. In the meanwhile, thank you for visiting Movie Review Mom. To see my written reviews, go to moviereviewmom.com. Be sure to subscribe, share this video with your friends, like it, and leave a comment. I would love to hear what you thought of this movie and what other movies you would like me to review. Take good care of your families, and this is a great movie to remind us to do that. Bye for now.